And welcome back to part 33 of Neptunia VIIR, where today we're first going to detour to get the hidden treasure in the first gen CPU in preparation for that super boss at the other side of this game. But then after that we are going to be wrapping up the last act of Nep's story, which means after this part all we've got left is the final chapter for Act 2. Which, to be fair, is going to be 3 parts big, so we will have it done by the end of this week, assuming nothing happens to my upload schedule. Like, if Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are all perfectly fine, I'll be done on Friday. And when Act 2's finished, I will be taking a slight break, because you might have noticed over the past few parts that my voice is starting to tire. It's nothing to do with much, it's just I'm tiring out, it's all it is, because I'm voicing these characters and always trying to keep up with it every day. I'm just struggling a little bit, but we've got a cutscene as Warachu seems to have turned into a Goliath monster.
This voice, could it possibly be Sir Warachu?
What? You mean that giant mouse? No way. That's the rat? He looks like a final boss.
Yeah, not possible. What kind of magic would you have to use to turn this rat into that monster?
Oh, could it be because he was friend-zoned?
Of course not! But whatever it is, I didn't expect Bisha to be the first to rush over here. When did she get over her intense fear of monsters?
I bet she saw the children being attacked and shook off her trauma just like a real hero would. Let's go back her up.
Newcomers?
Whoa, that was pretty rough. Hey, Bisha, I'm not the enemy.
Lady Neptune, don't get careless and don't get too close to her!
Huh?
It seems Sir Warachu isn't the only one acting strange.
What do you mean?
What? More newcomers? I'll turn any monsters in front of me into meat chunks! Don't run away! I'm gonna kill all the monsters! Kill them! Kill them!
Yikes! She's gone completely bonkers. Her change is crazier than Blonde's.
Judging by her behavior, it's possible she views us all as enemy monsters. And this may not be limited to us.
Does that mean she could look at anybody and think they're a meanie monster?
Most likely.
If that's the case, this is gonna be troublesome. It'd be fine if Bisha was just fighting the rat, but if we get in the middle of them, both of them might direct their attacks towards us.
Right. We'll need to separate them somehow.
But what would we do afterwards? If we don't know what's causing them to do this, then we won't be able to treat either of them. Maybe it has something to do with Bisha's fear of monsters, but it's hard to imagine that she'd take it this far. It's all because of that girl! Juko? It's too dangerous for you to be out here!
Do you know how those two ended up like this?
That girl had come chasing after Warachu!
Who are you?
That's not important. I'm here to help you overcome your fear of monsters. Although, you might find my methods extreme.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let's see. Why don't we start with you, Mr. Adorable Little Mouse?
What? Watch out!
Monster? What should I do? I gotta run away. What if I ran away now?
Are you scared?
Uh-huh.
But if you were to run away, the city would end up in quite a terrible predicament, wouldn't it? Are you okay with that happening?
I know. I really do, but my legs, my whole body's shaking.
I see. What you need is a little more motivation.
A novel way to recall an event, flashing back in time and showing us what happened instead of merely summarizing it.
The mysterious girl that came up during the story bothers me. I wonder who she is. Besides, even if we know what's causing it, what do we do?
That's easy. We'll just fight both of them and knock them both unconscious. That's how it always is in games.
But with that method, what will happen to your ally?
It's all we have right now. In order to minimize damage to the city and its citizens, they both need to be subdued. If taking them down doesn't change them, they'll at least be out cold and we can figure out what our next move should be.
Understood. Then allow me to draw Sir Warachu away. In the meantime, you and the others can take care of the other one.
All right, this is a bit of a tough opponent for you to fight, but you're fine, right, Nep?
I'm aware, and yes, I'm ready to go. Besides, I'm sure she didn't wish this upon herself either. It's the duty of a friend to stop her.
What? Even though you're just an ignorant monster, you actually want to fight?
Bisha.
I'm gonna show you that you're nothing but meat chunks when you try to stand against me!
So although, for once, not atop a Gold Summit, we do have our Bisha fight. So now we have individually fought every single member of Gold Third across each episode. Each episode has had one Gold Third member to kick ass. And you might have already caught on to what Bisha is referencing, but there's other things more important right now. As you might have just noticed, one attack completely fucking decked Compa. Because of Compa and IF being pure human, and both of them being probably the weakest they've ever been in the series, your biggest threat throughout all of this is keeping these two alive. Literally any of their attacks, any of Bisha's attacks will put these two down in one go. It's kinda ridiculous. Like, watch this. And Compa's dead again. And like, I'm over leveled. I'm over leveled, and Compa's just getting fucking decked every attack she's hit by. This fight can be pretty damn tough, but once again, if you want to break it in two, you have Neptune Break at this point. There's no excuse to not have Neptune Break at this point in the game. So if you're struggling, you can just use that and end the fight immediately, and I wish I was kidding. Neptune Break's just that ridiculous, as I keep insisting. Oh, and there goes Aya. They're keeping the girls down. Oh dear. God damn it, Bisha. We're gonna have to put Bisha in her place, because these two are just... Even if they're at full health, one solid attack from Bisha puts these two down. It's kind of hilarious. So eventually I just go, you know what, fuck it. I've got Neptune Break. There's no reason to not have it at this point. Let's just see how much it does. And of course, it being, you know, Neptune Break, Bisha doesn't survive this. But the main strategy of this fight, if you're struggling, is to just make sure Neptune is on the attack and IF and Compa look after each other. And make sure they're not too close to each other, because you don't want them both to go out in a single attack. Otherwise Neptune now has to play catch up. If you can keep IF and Compa spaced out from each other, even if one falls down, the other can pick them up. Just don't spend too long, because you can only use 4 items per character, and if you burn out, then well, you've burnt out. But after that fight, because Neptune Break just ripped it in half, we got more cutscenes.
As expected of Gold Third.
You're not bad yourself for a monster.
Bisha, please come to your senses. Can you not see? Look at our planetoon. Look at all of the terrified children fleeing.
Children? If you think a monster can deceive me, you got another thing coming. Everyone here's a monster. Monsters are enemies of the children. Their enemies are my enemies, so all of them have to die.
Why won't my voice reach you? Steamax?
Regrets.
This is bad. The rat's headed towards the city.
It's a monster!
Help me! Mommy!
What can I do in this situation?
These voices!
Nep, Bisha's acting differently.
Is she reacting to the children's voices?
Lady Bisha! Chuko? Don't get close to Bisha right now. She's dangerous. I can't be bothered with that at a time like this. We need Presto Mask's powers in order to save my child customers. If the children, my main customer base, are lost, then... just thinking about that makes my fur stand on end! She really is a shrewd business mouse.
I have to help them! Save the kids! From the monsters! I have to! Presto Mask has to save them! But monsters are...
Please, listen, Bisha. Everyone is scared of monsters. Even I'm scared of them. But you don't have to force yourself to overcome your fears. I know you have the courage to accept them instead.
Accept my fears. I see. It's alright if I'm afraid.
Yes, if you don't know fear, then you can't be a hero.
Now that Bisha's come to her senses, all that's left is that rat monster.
Then let's hurry.
Bisha, are you alright in that state? Please don't push yourself.
Even if it's pushing myself, I can't rest. This is exactly the time when a hero needs to appear.
I'm home!
Regrets. To think he would have this much strength.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Steamax.
Lady Neptune and Lady Bisha, it seems you've returned to normal.
Yes, it's all thanks to you for luring that rat away. Bisha, if it's too much, then...
I'm fine. It was just so sudden I got a little surprised. Still, getting a good look up close, he's really huge. Anybody would be scared of this, right? But I won't run anymore, and I no longer need this mask. To hide the fact that I was scared, I wore a mask and pretended to be a hero. But no matter how long I kept the mask on, or how much golden power I carried, nothing matters unless I change myself. So as a first step towards change, I'm not running away from you.
Well said, Bisha. Allow me to take the first step with you. Let us have our premier Gold Third and CPU United Front.
Did you work out what the B for Bisha stands for yet? We've had Capcom Share, we've had Square Share with its other soul Enix Share because of the combination. We've had Konami Share. And now I believe we got Bandai Share, as in Bandai Namco. Hence the fact that when she's surprised, her eyes are the little Pac-Man symbol, and the colour scheme and her clothing, etc. Anyway, I give her the usual rundown of the stat boosts, because even if she only joins us ready for this fight, she's still got to give her the run of the mill. And we won't really get any chance to show off any of her specials because she only starts with one. But at some point I'll try and show off all her specials because some of them are pretty fantastic. But of the Gold Third, it's kind of ironic that she puts up the most struggle in terms of trying to fight her, yet she's probably the weakest. Like in terms of her actual damage dealing attacks, like of all the Gold Third members, she's probably the one who's like the least effective, like least helpful. And it's not to say that she's bad, none of the Gold Third members are bad in any way, shape or form. Like the hierarchy of power goes the goddesses, the CPU candidates and adult Nep are on the same sort of level, then it's Gold Third, then it's the rest, then it's IF and Compa. So like they are still relatively strong. It's just like Bisha I always thought was kind of at the bottom of the line compared to everything else. Also, this is the Warachu King anyway. Which, to be fair, like, the fight against Bisha is more difficult, even though it's not going to look that way, because I think I hold off using net break on this thing. At least I hope I do, because net break really is just ripping this game's difficulty in half. But this fight, if you're not using Neptune break, this fight is easier. Bisha is the main event, and I feel this one is sort of the encore, especially because you have a team of 4 now. You're not on a team of 3, and just having an extra member really does make all the difference in this sort of scenario. But similar to the fight with Warachu, because of keeping up with a joke, he is weak to Holy, meaning he's weak to almost all of Compa's attacks, or light even. Like, the Bazooka Rapid Fire is kind of the only special attack that Bisha has access to in this fight, which is a shame, because some of her specials are really cool. It's because the Gold Third members are so dedicated to being a reference to something, some of their special attacks across all of them are really damn fun. Like, they're really inventive of how they reference their source material. And I'm really hoping, before the end of this Let's Play, that I can show off like an absolute mountain ton of them. Like, there's a few I know I'll get to show off, but there's another few I don't know if I will get to. Like, I'm trying to think about how Act 3 goes, because Act 3... My memory of Act 3, like, I remember the story beats, but I don't really remember the dungeon progression of it that much, because it's been a while.
Leave this to me.
I mean, you keep in mind, when I first played through Net 4, I was marathoning the whole series, and marathoning JRPGs is no small feat. It does lead to exhaustion. And as much as I absolutely adore this game, I probably was quite tired by the time I got to the final act of this game, because this is the longest Nep game by about 10 hours. Most Neptunia games sit around the 30-hour mark. My first playthrough of this was around 40 hours. Yeah, I've got a feeling now I know what I'm doing, this Let's Play's not gonna be 40 hours, especially because I have edited out a lot of like downtime things throughout it. But it still is the longest Nep game. And I think it'll be more feel and noticeable if they ever do re-release the Rebirth games on PS4 outside of Japan, and I get to cover them. You'll get to see what I mean by this is quite long compared to the other ones. But the Warachu King is down. Like I said, it's not a difficult fight at all. Even ignoring Neptune break, the fight should fall apart quite quickly. But that being said, all that's left is cutscenes, because it'll be ending this part because I wanted to start the finale on its own. So next time on Neptunia VIIR, we'll be starting the final act of Act 2. Well, the final chapter of Act 2, so that makes more sense. But until then, you guys take care now.
She really gave it her all. She's just fatigued.
I see. That's a good thing.
Huh? What was I doing? Why are you guys here? Do you really not remember anything? Remember? I was being chased by some creepy broad and...
Huh, rings a bell, doesn't it?
This is a misunderstanding. This is all that broad's fault. I didn't go on a rampage because I wanted to.
You think we'd fall for such an obvious lie?
It's not a lie. The urge to go wild welled up from the depths of my cool guy heart.
Could you explain? In full detail, please.
Histoire, why are you here?
I wanted to come see what all the commotion was about. It appears everything is already resolved. Now then, your name is Warachu, yes? Without a doubt, what ultimately changed your appearance was the delusion phenomenon. This anomaly, occurring in game industry, has been shrouded in mystery, but we may now be able to make sense of it.
You saying you want to use me as some stupid guinea pig? I know I'm a rodent, but I'm not into that game. You got the wrong mouse, lady.
Has Isti transformed into some fiendish, deranged, mad scientist type character? She was the only character with common sense in this game. How could the writers let this happen? Neptune, I have not turned into such a character. I just wish for his assistance in shedding light on this delusionary epidemic.
Oh, why didn't you say it that way? I thought you were getting ready to dissect him.
Neptune aside, what do you think? If you decide to assist us, I'll pardon you for some of the incidents and uproar you've caused. Of course, we will only suspend your sentence.
I don't know. My pride doesn't want to allow me to help out at a crummy basilicom. As someone who's rotten to the core, being an outlaw suits me.
I see. In that case, you will forfeit 10 billion credits for damages inflicted upon Planetoon, and you will be placed in custody immediately.
10 billion?
How disappointing. I would have accepted your assistance as ample compensation. I was willing to lift all charges and grant you a reprieve.
Ugh.
He's thinking about it.
He definitely got spooked by those digits.
In fact, right now, Compa is living at the Basilicom, so you would have constant access to her delicious meals 3 times a day.
You serious, Chu? Then I, Warachu, swear in the name of all mice that I'll help the best I can.
Have you no pride, little rat?
Come on, let's hurry to the Basilicom to do some research on the delusionary effect.
As usual, he flips like a coin.
Hey, by the way, where did the ninja go? He was just here, but now he's gone.
You're right. He suddenly vanished. Using the confusion of the moment to escape, as expected of a ninja. How dirty.
It's annoying we couldn't catch him, but it's enough that we know he's a member of Affimax.
Agreed. Furthermore, if we can discover the truth, a method of retaliation will become clear. Now I am certain everyone is exhausted. So let us all return to the Basilicom. You have all done a wonderful job.
I'm tired.
Neptune, I've been meaning to ask you, where is the console that was stolen?
Do I have to hand it over now?
Well, now that we have knowledge of Affimax's target, we should store it in a secure location.
Right. Of course we should.
What's up, Nep? No need to be so hesitant about it. You're not losing anything. Why don't you just hand it over to Eastwar?
Nep, is it, possible that you broke it? Or maybe you lost it somewhere?
Even Nep wouldn't be dumb enough to do that. We just managed to get it back, so I doubt she even had time to break it, let alone lose it.
Ooh, if he's slowly closing off my escape routes.
Wait, did you seriously lose it?
Actually, after all that fighting, I realized it was gone, but I couldn't really spit it out.
Why didn't you say so sooner? What are you, some stupid kid afraid of her parents?
I thought you guys would get angry.
Holy crap, Nep. I seriously can't believe you. I mean, I know that quiet ninja's probably the culprit, but jeez.
Ayaf, there is no use fretting over that which has already been stolen.
That's right. We have to do something about Affimax so we can just take it back then.
It's not that convincing coming from the one who lost it to begin with.
You gotta think positively in all aspects of life, Iffy.
Do you have some sort of new CPU superpower that makes you piss people off?
What you mean?
Out of curiosity, Isti, what are Bisha and Mr. Mouse up to? Bisha is working back at my store right now. Chuko? Goodness, how rude of you to act shocked towards my adorable figure. I'm sorry, but what do you mean by working?
Her store is apparently quite popular with the monster citizens, so she is there to slowly become acquainted with them.
That's exactly right. She's gotten quite used to being around monsters lately. And thanks to Bisha, there are more human children coming to the shop. So business is booming. That's good to hear. Wait, Chuko, why are you here?
You're here to meet with Warachu, right?
Hey! Why are you answering for me? With Mr. Mouse? Oh no, did he do something bad again? I thought he might be bored, so So I came to offer him a game from my store. If he has real games to play, maybe he won't be inclined to pirate them as much.
That is why she has been coming here every day to bring Wadichu games.
That's amazing, Chuko!
Do you really think that's all there is to it, Iffy?
I'm guessing that's just an afterthought, and she's just coming to see the rat.
I see. So could it be, you know what?
Yep, it's probably that.
Hey! Don't get the wrong idea! As one who works at a game shop, I'm doing this reluctantly to fight against illegal pirating, for Warachu's own sake! The fact that he saved me once, or that he interests me just a little, it has nothing to do with this!
Youth.
I have returned.
And the target?
Right here.
Good work. So, this is what she seeks. You have done most well. To reward you, I grant you leave. Rest well.
General, what is that thing? It looks like a normal game console. Why have both you and Lady Arthur been searching for it so desperately? General?
This is information that does not concern you.
What? Why can't you tell me? Are we not friends?
It's as I said. This does not concern you.
If that's how you're going to be, General, then I'll have no other option.
Are you attempting to make me confess?
I have here an adult book I bought as a souvenir at the convenience store. If you tell me this could be yours.
I do not need this.
What? General, what did you just say?
I don't need it. Do not make me repeat myself.
Then what about this fanzine? It's extremely rare and it sold out within the first 5 minutes of its release yesterday. And its contents are your favorite. Busty blondes.
Enough! I said I don't need it! Is that all you have to say? Then begone, Stimax! I am a busy man. I can't afford to waste any more of my time on you.
My apologies.